Welcome back. On today's video, I wanted to quickly go over a scam that I've seen pop up a lot more frequently on people's cell phones, and apparently it's getting enough traction that the FCC has actually put out a bulletin on it. So let's jump right in. The FCC, and you can see on their website right here, their Consumer Governmental Affairs and How to Spot the Scam. They're calling it the Toll Road Payment Scam. What happens is you receive a text from a number that you probably don't recognize telling you that you have a fee or a fine or something related to your using a toll road, and it comes across as fairly legitimate. The FCC is talking about how the toll lanes have popped up frequently, and they use the cameras to identify the cars that are going through it. And if you have an account, it'll bill you for it. And if you do not have an account, it'll mail you a letter. Those are two of the things to keep in mind if you get one of these texts that claim to be from one of these agencies. The scam usually asks you to pay through a non-standard method, such as a wire transfer or gift cards or something else. The keys to identifying this scam may be things like an international phone number or a phone number that includes other recipients when you get the text message. Something to keep in mind is usually these entities were not going to send a text message to you, especially if you don't have an account with them, because cell phone numbers are not like landlines. They're not tied to people in a publicly disclosed method. Usually with the old landlines, there would be a phone number that would be in a phone book or it would be in an online listing, and everyone had that unless you opted out. Now, cell phone numbers are held privately, and you have to either pay for that data or you have to have an account where someone has given you that data. So if you get a text and you do not have an account with one of these groups, such as EasyPass, FastTrack, or iPass, there's a high probability that this is a fraud. If you do have an account with any of those items or any of those accounts, you can log into that service and verify if you have a fine or not. So the recommendations from the FCC on how to handle this is do not engage. Don't respond back to the message. Don't click any links. Don't click a yes or no button if it happens to have any of that. Find out if the text is legitimate. Call the customer service phone number on a website that you pull up directly from that agency. You do not click the link that may be in that, and I'll go through one of the texts that I got here in a second, but make sure that it's legitimate by verifying over the phone or on your account online if it's legitimate at all. Most of these you can outright dismiss, and I'll show you how. Block the number is an option on your phone. You can block it so you don't get any other texts. Unfortunately, that's going to be very limited in how it actually works because they'll just text you from another number. You can report the scam to law enforcement, you can report it to the FCC, but other things to remember is just don't share your info with any of these groups. Don't respond, don't give them financial info, don't give them bank information. Most of the times these are a scam, and if it's not, you can verify it through other means. Don't trust the text. So let me show you what this text looked like that I received here recently. You can see that it comes across Seattle Department of Motor Vehicles, final notice, enforcement penalties begin on June 27th. That is tomorrow. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Seattle Administrative Code. If you do not complete the payment by 3 days ago, we will take the following actions. They'll report me to DMV, suspend my vehicle registration, suspend driving privileges, and transfer it to a toll booth and charge a 35% service fee. And then it comes down here and the website says it's from WSDOT. On the surface, without looking, if you get this and don't read it very thoroughly, it could come across as very legitimate. Here's a few things that are tip-offs. The first one is right here. We've got an international phone number, and they would not be coming from an international phone number. Seattle Department of Motor Vehicles is not an acronym using DM. Let me see if I can get here we go. BMV, it would be SDOT usually, the Seattle Department of Transportation, but that acronym doesn't match. If you have things going to certain codes, you can actually verify that code. They're not going to usually, there could be an exception here, but they're not going to generally send you a payment date that is before or that's after the date you receive it. Today is June 26th, not June 23rd. We're actually past that, obviously. So these are just different pieces that you can look at. If you look at this web address, it starts out with WSDOT, but it quickly goes to a separate domain, traveltolt.live. The way the domains work is the section that you see right here, right before the dot whatever, the dot live, usually it'd be a .com, .gov if it's coming from a government entity, and it would not be coming from a separate entity. So this is a subdomain up front, And to me, this is a pretty big tip off that this is not a legitimate one. So those are all items that you can see within the message they send you directly, and you can say, well, if it doesn't come from the United States, if it comes and they're missing all of these different pieces, it's probably not legit. If you want to take it another step, you can call the customer service number, or if you have an account, you can log into that account. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please give us a like down below. If you know someone who may benefit from this, do consider sharing this video so that they can not get scammed. Some of these are very convincing and very high pressure once you get started on clicking the link or talking to anyone at the entity. And if you would like to see more videos like this, do consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one.